Hi, this is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. So today we have a tutorial and share for our next tutorial. Let me move that out of the way. Okay, so if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'll show you what our bonus junk journal project with me for June will be. The main one, our main junk journal project with me, I will film May's this week. And I will also give the sneak peek for June this coming week. But today, this is the bonus one. There were only 10 kits available, and you guys scarfed them up, and we're making purple botanical journaling cards, and we're also going to be using a stencil. Everybody got a stencil. This is my stencil. It's not exactly the same as yours. The ones I purchased and put in your kits were reminiscent of this one that I have and that I love. So, pull out your kit. Let's get to work. If you did not get a kit, you weren't able to get a kit, there are no more available. It was only 10 available, but you can just pull things from your craft room that are similar, just some kind of botanical images from, you can print from online or whatever. So I just pulled out, you got 16 of them. I just have 2 here, and you either purchased a sewn or an unsewn version. If you purchased the sewn version, they were all sewn onto the sheet. All you have to do is cut them out. Super easy. But if, oh, you know, I'm wondering why everything's yellowed, and it's because my son turned, there we go, it's a little better. He changed the color on my light, and I didn't realize it. Okay, so you just cut it out, and then we'll go to the next part of the stenciling. But if you didn't purchase the sewn version, there's 2 things that you can do. You can either sew it, or you can use double-sided tape or glue. I'm going to show you the double-sided tape and how we would do that. So you have your coffee dyed paper, and you're just going to take your double-sided tape and put it as close to the edge as you can, because you don't want the edges pulling up. That's the main thing, and that's usually why I sew. But if you do not have a sewing machine, or you just want to change it up, and I always think changing it up is the best, that it's not always good to just always do the same technique. I think that a mixture of techniques makes your journal look more eclectic, more artistic, and so I just think that having some sewn and some unsewn is my favorite way to go. But, you know, there is no right or wrong. So all I'm doing here is I just put in my double-sided tape right up to the edge, pushing it down, and then pulling the backing off. I guess I could pull the backing off all at the end, but I don't use double-sided tape as often. In fact, I don't think I've used double-sided tape in probably a year. So this is not a tutorial on how to use double-sided tape. And I used to have a really hard time with double-sided tape, and I didn't know why everybody ranted and raved about it. And then I realized that I was using it wrong. I was putting it down and then trying to peel the paper off the back without pushing it down first to adhere that first level of adhesive. All right, so now I have that double-sided tape all around the edges, and then I'm just going to place it somewhere on my paper, and I like to put it in a corner or as many edges as possible so I have less to cut out. Press it down, cut it out. My hands are super steady today. I guess it's still too early in the morning and my coffee hasn't kicked in. All right, so there we go. And as you can see, the edges are down really well. I'm going to take some purple ink and ink the edges up for that finished look. So this one is ready for the stencil. Now let's talk about what we would do if we were sewing it, okay? So what I would like to use is a glue stick. The glue stick, I just put a little bit in the middle so it doesn't really get caught up in the sewing machine. But what it does do, let's get this on there. What it does do, oh my, Butterfingers today. You just press it down in the middle and it holds it onto the paper, so when you're sewing, it doesn't slip. And the steps are exactly the same. You're just going to cut it out. And then I'm going to go stitch around the edge and be right back. And there we have it. just a simple zigzag stitch, and I'm going to ink the edges in purple like I did with the other one. And you may even want to do half sewn and half not. As you can see, they are equally as beautiful. They have a different look. This one is more like junk journal-y, crafty, I don't know. And this one is a little bit more sophisticated. I don't know. So there we go. And now we're going to move on to the stencil part. And you're going to want a piece of scrap paper or copy paper or something. Let me grab mine here. Oh, my fingers are all sticky with glue. You're going to want something behind it to protect your surface. Okay. And then you grab your stencil that came with your kit or whatever your favorite stencil is and put it on part. Well, you can put it on the whole thing, but I like to put it on part of your journaling card. And then I have a spray bottle, just a simple Target cheap spray bottle, and I have a coffee dyed solution in here. It's just brewed coffee. It has a slight shimmer to it because this is a tip for making your coffee dyed look a little bit shimmery. I had a little bit of distress, like mica distress spray stain left, but it wasn't enough to really spray out, so I put some coffee in it, mixed it around, and dumped it in here, so that may show up. And then all I do is spray just a little bit, pull off the stencil, and either let this air dry or just take a like a heat gun or a blow dryer to it, and you can see that beautiful stencil and the beautiful lines. Now, I know that some of you are going to say, oh, is that inkjet or laser? And inkjet's going to run. It's inkjet, and yes, inkjet does run. And as you can see here in the middle, the ink is running. I like that. I like that look because I think it looks more, remember, we're making junk journals. We are not making perfect works of art. I think this adds so much character. It adds some aging. It makes it look like it got rained on. I don't know. It gives it extra, I just love it. So I'm not worried about it running or smudging. I think that adds to the effect. So that's all you do. And you can just kind of move the stencil to be different places. Like I just want a little bit here at the bottom. See, just right there. And that's it. Super simple tutorial. You have 16 cards to play around with and make an entire set. This would make such beautiful journaling cards for like a purple journal or a nature journal or something like that. So I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. It is simple. I hope that you enjoy the fact that you now have another stencil to add to your collection. We can never have too many of those. And I hope you learned that imperfection is still beauty. Now, since our little mini tutorial is over, I'm going to show you what we're going to work on next month. Now, like I said, this is just the bonus one. Typically, we have a journal that we make or something like that, and we're still making a journal this month, the Vintage Ladies Journal, and I have a few more of those kits to get out Monday and Tuesday, and then hopefully I'll have the tutorials up over next weekend because it's probably going to be a couple of them, and so that's great. That's coming up. I'm super excited. We are going to have another journal for next month. I already have the fabric. I already have the plan. It's going to be the same size. Instead of doing a pamphlet stitch, we're going to be doing a simple cross stitch on the spine. So I just thought that would be fun and different, but you'll see all that next week. Here's going to be the bonus one. There's only 10 available again. We're going to be making snippets, and we're going to be making butterfly snippets. Here's the ones I made. And I'll just see, I guess I'll put them up here closer to the video here. And so you will have everything you need to make 4 snippets if you purchase this kit. As you can see there, there's their little wooden butterfly buttons. Each butterfly will be different, and you'll have a whole bunch of different laces and trims and fabrics to choose from to build your snippets. I'll talk about how I put them together, and also those little words. Those are words I came up with. And so I have 8 different words for you to choose from in this typewriter font, 1942 typewriter font that I love so much and that I use the majority of the time when I'm printing. So there's going to be 8 different words, even though you're making 4 snippets. That way you can choose the words you want for your snippets. So I just thought that would be a lot of fun. You can click the link below to purchase your kit and get it on the way. And if you purchase one of these kits, like I said, there's limited edition, only 10 available. I only have supplies for 10. If you do, I will throw in one of these vintage Rolodex cards that I found at a thrift store. It'll just be kind of like a thank you. And in order to get this, you have to purchase this plus anything else in my shop. It can be digital or physical. So if you purchase this in a journal, you'll get a Rolodex card. These are also a great background for a snippet or a tuck spot or something like that. So you can glue that right on there and you have a beautiful tuck spot or pocket. And I don't know exactly how old these are since there's not a date, but I found a bunch of them at a thrift store and I love using them. So I'm going to throw in one of these if you purchase 2 listings. So you have to purchase these butterfly snippets, and then you can purchase a digital download. You could purchase, you know, anything. I have quite a few things in my shop, so choose away, and then I will throw in automatically. You'll get one of these. So have a lovely Sunday. I love each and every one of you. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I've been working through my orders. Like I've mentioned to many of you, I had over 50 orders in one weekend, and I have been whittling those down. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support and your kindness. I have lots of fun new things coming up and some shop news that'll be exciting for everybody. Hopefully that I'll be able to share in a week or two. So have a lovely day, all of you.